this is Aisha, and today you guys will be getting ready with me, and I'll be showing you how to do this very simple, beautiful, dewy, glowy makeup look. If you want to learn how to get this look, please keep watching. Alright guys, so at first we're going to just start off with a very fresh face. So I just washed my face, and we're going to, of course, before we apply any makeup, make sure we moisturize. So what I like to go in with today is something that is not a typical all over face moisturizer, but if you can see, I've been having these very intense red marks from sunburn, and I just have really sensitive skin. So what I've been using is this Aquaphor. It's a cult classic or a cult favorite, and it's called Aquaphor Healing Ointment, and this is the advanced therapy, and it says for dry, cracked, or irritated skin. So I've actually been applying this as an all-over moisturizer because my skin has been very, very dry and flaky after some intense sun over the July 4th weekend. So I'm gonna just apply that all over my face, especially pat it in my irritated areas, and I find it so incredibly moisturizing, especially for the under eye area. So I mean, even though I'm using this particularly because of the sunburn, I think I'm definitely gonna keep using this because it's been really working out for me, and I think it's amazing for just lip moisture as well. So Aquaphor, it's not just all hype, it's actually amazing. So the next thing that I'm going to go in with is my tried and true of every single time I leave the house, I have to have sunscreen on. So this is the one I've been using. It's called the Roche-Posay Anthelios 60. So it's SPF 60. And what's really cool, it's just the packaging is quite awesome on this product. And what I love most is that it's insanely thin. The SPF, it just glides onto your skin, and it really absorbs into your skin very quickly without creating a white cast on your face or anything like that. Especially girls with darker skin like myself, you really can't tell you have sunscreen on, which is awesome. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. So that's my sunscreen right after I moisturize, and what I'm going to go in with my foundation today is going to be something I found only a couple weeks ago, and it is my absolute favorite. I've never found a foundation that matches my particular skin tone. I have both like red and yellow skin tone, skin undertones, and it's almost impossible and very frustrating to go into like a Sephora or anything like that to get matched for me, because like most people of color know that it's almost impossible to find lines that really cater to a wide variety of skin tones. But I was very pleased by Botanics, and this is called the Age Defense Foundation, and I am in the color Chestnut. So what I like to do is I like to use the back of my hand like a palette, and I just use one pump right there. And what I like to do next is take a stippling brush. This one's by MAC, and I like to just dab and then start off with the areas that have some redness, discoloration, hyperpigmentation, all of that stuff. But for some people, the one pump might not be enough in terms of coverage, but I really, really like a very natural, sheer looking makeup and foundation. I don't want it to look like foundation. I want it to look like my skin, but better. So there you go. And see, I can still see like some of the hyperpigmentation and just like different spots and stuff, but I think that's okay. For me, I personally like just for my skin to look natural. So once you're happy with that application and the blend of the foundation, we can go on to the next step. So what we're gonna do next is bronzer. This is honestly one of the best bronzers I've ever used. I'm kind of a bronzer blush junkie, and I found this on Instagram, and I saw this on one of my favorite Instagrammers, and it was just absolutely stunning. It looked great on her, and I immediately purchased it. So it's Urban Decay Beached Bronzer, and the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. It's very summery, palm trees, and this is the color. And so this one is called Bronzed. It's the darker shade of the two. And what I'll actually do is just use the same exact stippling brush that I used for my foundation for this. I don't know if that's the best thing to do for bronzer. You can use a bronzer brush, anything else that you like, but to me, it's just like I don't want to use multiple brushes. I like to use it as simple as possible. Making the application simple. So I go into the product, tap the excess off, and what I like to do with bronzer is I like to use it as a contour and to make that, that's my dog, Somali. I like to make it look like a soft contour, but also use it as a bronzer as well. So you can see that the contour is right here, but you also get that bronze right here. So naturally, like if I were to sit in the sun, these are the places that would get darkest first. And I also like to use it like a C shape around my forehead to my cheek. So from here all the way down, just blend. And I'll do the same thing with this side. Great. This is my first get ready with me video, so we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited to do a look for you guys. I don't really have that many looks, but I really try hard to make sure that when I do apply makeup that it's very seamless and simple, and the less products the better, for me at least. And whatever excess you have of bronzer on the brush, feel free to use that on your eyelids. And that's kind of a trick of mine, that I like to use a bronzer to double up as an eyeshadow, because I personally am not a fan of eyeshadow, so I like to kind of create that sunken look in your eyes and create a lot more depth in the eyes. And it's very subtle, but I really like how it turns out. So now that we have the bronzer done, I am going to go in with one of my summer favorites. I've been using this for 2 years, and it's by Becca. It's called their Beach Tint. It's water resistant 24-hour blush, and this is in the shade Watermelon. So what's really cool about these beach tints is they're in a lot of different fruit flavors, and each of them smell like the fruit. So I put a literally a dot size amount of watermelon, and it smells like watermelon. It's amazing. And of course you can apply this with your finger. It's very easy, simple application in terms of blush. You can use your fingers, but if I have the brush in my hand, I'll just go ahead and use that. So I just like to give it that little pinched cheeks look. It's just on the apples of my cheek. I'll stipple it on. Again, I don't like rubbing too hard with blush. I just like to stipple it on so it looks like a natural blush to your face. Cool. There you go. So now we're done with the blush, and we're gonna do one of my favorite steps, which is highlighter. So for me, highlighting is everything. It's been a huge craze, and I also just did a review of the Glossier Heloscope highlighters in both quartz and topaz, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below in the description box. But I've just always been a huge fan of highlighters, even before it's become a huge trend. And I just think if you don't have if you're having one of those days where you don't want to have a lot of makeup on, it's such a great product to use even on just really simple days. And I really feel like just makes you feel great. If you just have a simple tinted moisturizer on or a BB cream on and you just pop these on your cheeks, a highlight on your cheek, it just really makes such a beautiful enhancement to any complexion. So I love highlighter. Today I'm actually going to go in with a new favorite of mine. It's the Josie Maran highlighting wand, or it's called the Argan Enlightenment Illuminizing wand. And I just love it because of, again, like almost all of Josie Maran's products, her star ingredient is argan oil. So she uses argan oil as a base of all her products, and it's just incredibly creamy and smooth. I applied way too much. But what you need to do is apply a C around your face like that. Bridge of your nose like that. C again. Halo under the eyebrow. See, I put a little too much above my brow, but you want to make a C-like shape from your brow bone to your cheeks. Same thing I did on the side, down the bridge of my nose, on my chin, and a little bit on my cupid's bow. And then this, pretty much you can see from outer space. So what I like to do is take the same exact brush I've been using for the blush, foundation, bronzer, all of it. And I will blend that highlight so it looks like I just came from vacation. And that's how it turns out. I really, really love this highlight so much. It's beautiful. Next, we are going to do brows. So for brows, the only product I ever use for my brows is Glossier's Boy Brow. It's in the shade brown, and I know that I can use black as well, but I really like going with brown since it just offers a more natural look if you go a little bit lighter. So I just make sure I take off the excess from the spoolie. And I just go in straight, and then I push down at the tail. Again, top of the brows, straight up, and push down. So that's all you have to do to groom your brows and to give a little bit of a tint to your brows. So I love the Boy Brow. That's a huge, huge staple of mine. The next thing I'm going to do is apply some mascara, and this is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It's the travel size that I just picked up at Sephora when you're at the checkout line and they have those bins. And this is just, I love having a smaller tube of mascara because I feel like when I have a bigger tube they dry out a lot quicker, or I just like being more sanitary and having the smaller tube, and when they run out just popping in and getting another smaller tube. But cool, so you're just gonna go in with that. For me, I'm not a huge, I don't like to over define my eyes too much, especially for this look. It's really about the skin. It's really about creating that glow and creating that effortless look. So a trick of mine is, instead of applying mascara all through the lashes, I just focus on the ends and I curl them with the wand to go kind of in a diagonal like this, and it creates a very flirty look. So you can see that's without the mascara, and there's that with the mascara, and it just creates this very flirty look where your eyelashes are just fluttering out to the side. And I don't apply it anywhere else except just from the halfway point to the ends. I like how that looks, and we're done with the mascara. And the last thing I like to do is lips. So I have two-tone lips. I don't have anything but the Aquaphor on my lips right now. And as you can see, the lips on the outside are darker. Like the tone of my lips on the outside are darker, more purple and mauve. and then the inside of my lip is more of a pink shade. So it's really hard to kind of find like lipsticks that work great for me since I have two-toned lips. But one thing I've been doing lately that I'm obsessed with is I've been mixing two lip liners together. These are Jordana lip liners. I found them at the drugstore at a Duane Reade, and these are $2 a lip liner. So it's insanely affordable, and I first start with Coco Loco, which is a very basic brown shade. It's like a throwback to the 90s. So I go in with that. And for me, like personally, I don't like how the brown looks by itself. But if I'm feeling that 90s vibe, I'll go for it. But it seems very brown, and it might seem a little too intense of a color for every day. But when I layer it on with the other color, you guys will see this beautiful kind of customized color that I get. So that was Coco Loco. And if you like the way this looks, go for it. Rock it. And but I personally like to layer on top of it with the same Jordana lip liner in a different shade. It's called Rock and Rose. So I also love that name as well. So I'll go in with that, and it creates such a nice soft nude. I always have a hard time with nude lipsticks because they're not necessarily nude for people of different skin tones and different lip tones. So for me, I have a darker lip, so that's not a nude for me. But when I layer this Rock and Rose liner over the brown liner, it just creates this really nice natural mauve-y color that I absolutely love. And that's how it turns out. So that is the finished look. You have the highlight, the bronze, and just really simple highlighting the skin and making it look like you just have really dewy, beautiful skin. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys want to see more tutorials like this, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I can't wait to share more videos with you. And until next time, keep glowing. Bye.